morning rush.
The top example of no breeding comes from Jericho. One time we were eating in a very famous chicken restaurant. We had to eat as much as you can.
Okay.
So obviously maraming busog na kami. One of my office mates,
Alright.
nakita niya yung mga natirang manok sa table.
Okay.
Kinuha niya lahat. Nilagay lang niya sa bag niya. Hindi niya binalot ng tissue, hindi niya binalot ng anything. Just got all the leftover chicken, stuffed it in her bag. No plastic, no tissue.
Oh my
As is.
God.
Put it all in her bag.
Oh my God.
We've got a top 10 for you. This is how it goes.
Okay.
This is going to be interesting. We are looking for the top 10. Okay, thank you to Lindsay Bulalohan for suggesting this. The top 10 examples of no breeding.
Oh,
no class.
No class. No carrot. No.
Like you're crass.
Wala kang prinsipyo.
Wala kang breeding. Yeah, okay?
Jeje ka.
Yeah, right? Okay, so as long as, anything that goes under the term no breeding.
Right.
Yeah.
You can send it in.
Send it in.
All right.
What are examples? I'm sure you have examples.
I have
office mates, schoolmates, neighbors, family members even.
Like little pet peeves, like people who don't let people out of the elevator first.
Okay, there you go. That's a perfect
I'd see
example.
that as a sign of no. Or like maybe let's say the train, like the MRT.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to let the passengers out first before you actually go inside.
Yeah.
Pero yung pilit ng pilit tapos tulak ng tulak.
Yeah, I got one. People who leave their like let's say plastic cups, glasses, coffee glasses in the elevator.
Oh yeah.
Like
or
what
people
makes you
who
think you can leave it
spit in the
inside
elevator?
Oh my goodness, right? So we don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
And a lot of this also has to do with how they talk.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
You can give us quotes. When people say these things, these quotes, they are like no breeding.
I guess that's true.
All right. Top 10, courtesy of Lindsay Bulalohan. Examples of no breeding.
All right.
All right. Let's start off at number 10 from Carl De Leon.
Okay. Carl says,
people who go to a coffee shop, those fancy cafes, they order the cheapest product they could find. Sometimes it's not even coffee.
No, right.
Whatever it is that's really cheap. They sit on the best seat in the house, plug in their laptop, and then surf the net the whole day.
It's true. This is true.
Yeah.
But you know what? In high school, I was sort of guilty of this. But I wouldn't naman plug in a laptop and stay there the whole day.
The whole day, yeah.
You know what I would get?
Mm-hmm.
I would get milk. I would buy milk.
Okay.
And then I'd put cinnamon powder.
Oh my god.
Because I loved it. And then ang dami namin eh.
Oh my
we were in
God.
high school. We were in all-boys school.
What a freeloader.
There were about like 12 of us.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't
What a
it wasn't even the worst thing that we did. We would go to a fast food chain where they had bottomless drinks and we would share a cup.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, we all had like budgets of like 5 pesos each.
What I remember was back in grade school when I didn't have money. This was already the biggest treat. This is not even like kawawa for me. For me, this is like the biggest treat.
Okay.
I would order Java rice.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you order, let's say, barbecue or a patty with your rice, like a burger patty, they put this gravy.
It's gravy.
Which is free.
Okay.
They just put gravy. So what I'd do is order Java rice, penging gravy. And that's what I'd eat. No meat.
We would do that in high school also.
Right? Like, I wouldn't order barbecue. It's too expensive. I wouldn't order like...
It's what we call a jeje meal.
Right? But it was, for me,
gravy.
it was so delicious. To me, it was such a big treat because I had my own baon.
It's amazing that we still got to keep our figures.
Right?
Oh,
Sexy pa rin.
sexy pa rin tayo.
Number 9, coming from Binatang Daddy. Yung mga tao na pag hiningan mo ng food, uubuhan yung food. Kasi ayaw mamigas.
That's true. It's like licking the edges of your jug.
Diba?
Yeah.
Para walang hihingi.
Para lang hindi mo kapag-share.
Uy, favorite ko yan. May lechon
Patry
pa
naman,
no?
or
Exactly. I mean, as a joke, it's cute.
Yeah, but if
when
you
it's
do
serious,
it for real, yeah.
and you're really doing it so that you don't give people food, that's
true.
so no breeding. Number 8.
Speaking of which, can I just squeeze this in?
Yeah.
What I hated in high school, and I really thought was no breeding, was people who would spit in water fountains.
Okay, that's our number 8.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow, this is creepy already.
Psychic.
You're really psychic.
Wow.
This is the nth time you're doing this.
I can see it in your eyes.
You can read
kasi.
my mind.
I can read your mind.
What's that? If You read my mind.
Ako naman, if you can read my mind, love.
that
What a tale my
He was a
thoughts will
Superman.
tell.
Oh my God. From Francis Kiko.
Okay.
In a food court, I saw a guy, well, two things. Spitting and disposing of chewing gum in a water fountain.
Ew.
It's the grossest thing to see that gum, that chewed up gum in the...
Or like...
a gob.
Yeah.
A gob of, you know, yeah.
You know what else?
People I saw back in our high school
Okay.
brushing his teeth.
Kadiri!
And I was like, why are you brushing your teeth in the water fountain? Ang sarap daw kasi malamig.
And I always
That's
thought...
minty yung
And I always
toothpaste.
thought that your school was less jeje than my school.
No, every school has jeje.
As long as all boys yata.
It doesn't matter how classy or
affluent the
non-classy
school
your
is.
school is. Everyone will have a jeje classmate or batchmate.
I guess that's true. You know,
Yeah.
I hadn't eaten in a food court in like a really long time.
Yeah.
And then I ate one. I ate
You ate
one.
the food court?
I ate the whole food court. No wonder I'm no
Yeah.
longer sexy. I ate in a food court, and I remember the reason as to why I didn't want to eat there anymore.
Yeah.
Somebody was clipping her toenails
In the water
in the
fountain?
table. Chico. Medyo effort yun.
Because you were talking about water fountains. At saka I remember what I really got so annoyed with.
Yeah.
People would bring their Coleman, right?
Okay.
And then, I don't know about other water fountains, but in our water fountain, if people are drinking from it ng matagal na, eventually, it's not as cold.
Yeah.
So the
with
cold
ours
ones...
it's baliktad.
Ah, really?
Yeah, it gets
Because with
colder.
ours, parang kumbaga like nauubos yung coldness or I
Right.
don't know. Like, or it takes some time before it cools the water.
Yeah.
So if, let's say there's a long line,
Okay.
it eventually gets warmer and warmer.
Yeah.
And then, let's say the first person in line has a Coleman. And then pupunuin
Pupunuin
niya
niya.
muna. So
Bastos.
all the cold water goes
to him,
his.
yeah.
By the time it gets to us,
Wala
it's
na.
already like tap water. I hated that.
Our water fountain kasi, it was a lot like love.
Yeah.
It's warm when the start.
Pero palamig na
Pero palamig ng palamig as tumatagal eh. Sana, in that respect, hindi ka parang water fountain.
Mainit pa rin.
Mainit pa rin. Pang matagalan.
Nako, hintayin natin ang rap.
Ay,
Sexy
nako,
rap.
sexy rap nga pala.
I am Baloy says something similar about spitting.
Okay.
When you're in a moving vehicle like a bus, and then someone out front spits out the window.
Oh, because it goes to the back.
Siyempre, all the spit tatama dun sa likod. That's just a gross.
Tapos yung amoy mo pa. Ooh.
You know, in the plane when I was in Singapore, I wanted to hit the young lady at the back of me. She sneezed, and I swear there were about 3 drops sa bato ko.
Ew.
On a plane. And I really wanted to say, exactly, like, nobody taught you any manners. Cover your
Mouth.
freaking mouth.
Yeah.
When you sneeze. She had this really bukaka sneeze. Like,
Hacha!
Hacha! And then you really felt it in your bato. Oh. Number 7.
Feel my germs.
Right?
Hacha!
Number 7 from Cristiano Ronaldo.
Alright.
Kapag, ang example ng no breeding, kapag pinirito mo yung chicken nang walang arena.
Oh, that's no breeding.
No.
Nakakainis. No breeding.
No breeding. Yeah, no breeding.
Alright.
Okay, I got a joke.
Okay.
Ano sa Chinese ang barbecue?
I don't know what.
Ni hao.
Inihaw. Nakakainis. Ay, nako.
Ni hao.
Aga-aga pa eh.
Di ba? Ni hao. Ni hao na baboy, ni hao na pusit, ni hao na... Okay, never mind.
Okay.
And the entry that caps off the bottom half of the top 10 examples of no breeding comes from Butter Baby.
Butter Baby says?
Yung makikiinom, tapos may backwash.
Oh.
Like, at the very least, you have to be very careful.
Yeah, or
If you're nakikiinom.
sometimes even when I'm drinking from someone else's jug, I don't let my lips touch
Yeah.
the thing,
Yeah.
the spout.
Even if it's okay with them,
So
just
my
out
mouth
of
is wide
courtesy.
open lang. And
Diba?
then it's just like, oh.
Nakaabang lang.
No, nakaabang lang.
Or like, what's that? Like if somebody's using a straw, you drink from the rim.
From the rim.
Or if you're...
If your friend's drinking from the rim, you drink from the straw.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Just to make sure. And be very conscious if you're eating a
Because it's not
pulveron.
yours.
tas makikiinom ka, tas bilang merong
Konting powder. Kadiri.
floating in your drink. Especially, you know what? Especially when it's water. Because water is so like
You know, my
pure.
my friend had this tactic before. He would put his retainers inside his Coleman.
Oh, that is the grossest.
So he'd be like,
it's like putting your dentures in your
and he was
drink.
very generous. So people would be like, painom. O sige, inom ka lang. And then he forgot that he put it there.
Oh my God, this is so gross, dude. This is just the grossest thing.
Alright.
Okay, the top 10 This is not top 10 kadire. This is top 10 examples of no breeding.
But then again, more often than not, when you have no breeding, it
You're also
breeds to
kadire.
that.
Yeah. We've got the first news bit for you, brought to you by Smart. This was something that shocked the country last Saturday when at least 11 people, including 2 children, were killed when a light plane crashed into a school building Saturday near the Philippine capital after its pilot requested an emergency landing shortly after takeoff. This is according to the Red Cross.
Oh yeah, I saw the video.
Right? It was incredible.
creepy.
It was so frightening. I mean, these are the things that you just think these are just the nightmare
really happen,
scenarios.
yeah.
Right? Well, Mayor Florencio Bernabe of suburban Parañaque City said the plane burst into flames after hitting the F. Serrano Elementary School. He said no classes were in session when the plane hit, but officials were determining how many on the ground were hurt or killed. Police Senior Inspector Dennis Cirilan said the fire spread rapidly to nearby homes after the plane crashed. He said it wasn't immediately clear how many people were on the plane, but the pilot and his co-pilot were missing. Philippine Red Cross Secretary General Gwen Pang said 11 bodies have been recovered so far, including that of an infant and a child. Civil Aviation Authority Chief Ramon Gutierrez said the 6 to 8 seat plane sent out a distress call shortly after taking off from Manila Airport for Mindoro Island. The plane crashed before being able to return to the airport.
Yikes.
Immediately after they...
I wonder what happened though.
Yeah. I mean, the moment they took off,
I'm thinking
they were already saying, we need to come back.
I'm thinking it's a technical,
I would think so.
a plane error, not
Yeah.
a pilot error.
But, nightmare to crash into an elementary school.
That's true.
Of
But
all
then again,
places.
think about it, and I'm sort of a little relieved that it happened on a Saturday. Just think
Yes.
if it happened on a
On a
weekday
school day, yeah.
where kids would have been there,
Exactly.
it would have been infinitely worse.
And a lot of people, a lot of experts always say during crashes, usually you would see, a plane crashed into an empty lot.
Yeah.
Crashed into an open field. A lot of people say we miss out on the fact that, a good percentage of these crashes
Occur
had
after-
something heroic by the pilot, that they made sure the moment they knew that they were going to crash for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of them have the frame of mind to actually not crash into
quote unquote landed into
Exactly.
an empty space. Yeah.
When they know, split second, they know that they're going to die in a
Yeah.
couple of seconds, they still have enough
sense of mind, yeah.
to actually try and crash away from the crowded
from the
areas.
crowded areas.
And a lot of people say a lot of these pilots who die are actually heroes because
Yeah.
they last minute they swerve and try to find a spot where they could actually crash and die
into, yeah.
away from the
And see,
crowd.
the thing is, from what I hear from my pilot friends, at least, the hardest part of flying is taking off and landing.
Exactly.
And so,
Exactly.
it being the hardest part, that's usually where stuff goes wrong.
Yeah.
And this is why most of the developed countries have their airports away from
Zoned.
Yeah, it's an airport zone.
They
It's
really-
at least 20 to 30 minutes away from the city itself.
A lot of the governments, I don't know, way back, have
Yeah.
already been talking about getting the airport out of Parañaque.
Well, there's talk about moving it to Clark.
Clark, yeah.
But I guess
and
it'll
I
take a
think
while
it
more.
really, it just, traffic
makes sense.
would be a bitch, but it's a small sacrifice.
No, but they're putting
to
up a
make sure
train.
that,
They're putting up a train
Yeah.
that goes straight from here all the way to Clark. It's an
They
express
should.
train of sorts, yeah.
because
They should.
remember there was a time when there was a 747 right perpendicular.
Yeah.
Landed smack on South Luzon Expressway.
Really?
Yeah. We actually have a call. I mean,
I'm glad it
listener.
landed and not crashed into.
No, it a lot of people died.
Whoa.
Well, not crash. I mean, like, yeah, it landed on but of course it landed on some cars.
Ew.
Yeah. This was way
Ew.
back in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, or 70s or 80s. I'm not sure, but it was right on but perpendicular
Yikes.
to the highway.
See, because you have to pass through X-Lex.
Exactly. You remember it always lands that way?
Yeah.
You see it?
It crosses S-Lex.
S-Lex.
So see, imagine if you
It landed on
if you run a
S-Lex.
little short.
Exactly. That's what happened to the plane.
Yeah.
And it landed on some cars.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. All right, so that's the first news bit for this hour. I think that's it.
All right,
let's
go.
do the top 10 examples of no breeding. Let us start off at number 5 from Simpleng Mataray.
All right.
I'm a female driver, and I really find it no breeding when mga manong truck drivers would stare at me and try to catch my attention while in traffic.
Oh yeah.
Because remember, they're much higher than you,
That's
so they
true.
can actually literally look down on you.
And imagine if you're wearing like a hanging dress.
Exactly.
Not hanging, like plunging
Plunging neckline.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I guess there. And
But you know, my mom says something about that. Like,
Yeah.
ikaw nag-skirt ka malamang titignan ka. Yung mga ganon.
well, to a degree. No, but there's one thing that titignan ka, and there's another to like babastusin
Stare.
ka.
That's true.
You know, there is you can look,
Yeah.
but don't
touch.
be bastos.
But don't
diba?
touch.
No, kasi people
And don't
would be
stare.
like, or,
Ew naman.
uy, me sexy. You know, that sort of thing.
Would you do that?
Well, I don't know, but you know, no, I won't. But
You've never done that when I pass by.
right. And also at number let's see here. Joanne 08 says, yung mga tao na uutot tapos ibibintang sa iba.
Bastos.
Right?
That is kind of-
And Custer Winston, something similar. Yung mga taong pag nagsasalita,
Oh.
nagsha-shower.
Oh yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. And number 4, coming from Cherry the Great and Butter Baby,
All right.
yung mga nagkakamay ng ulam sa serving dish na hindi gumagamit ng serving spoon.
Serving
Because they're nagkakamay, right?
Yeah.
For their plate, that's
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine.
But when you're getting food from the main dish,
Which is a common thing for everybody.
yes,
that
you have to
shouldn't.
use your
the serving spoon.
The serving spoon.
Yeah.
But some people, because they're nagkakamay, would also kamay
Ew.
the
then
main
there's
dish.
And then there's like little bits and pieces of rice. Pa.
Rice, they leave rice in the dish. Oh my gosh. And especially if you're not really close.
That's true.
Oh, that is disgusting. Number 3, coming from sorry, that was number 3. Number 2, from Jingay.
Okay.
One time we were in ramen house.
All right.
A very saucy place, you know. And then somebody shouted, "Oy, asan na yung pansit ko?" Bakit ang tagal-tagal ng pansit ko? Pansit. Okay.
It's borderline funny.
Right?
You know Asan yung pansit ko?
Yung pansit, ang tagal-tagal. Umorder ako ng pansit. And the top example of no breeding comes from Camilo.
All right. Camilo says.
When we were in line at the airport, at the immigration,
Okay.
I heard someone say behind me, "Hanep, may tatak ng passport natin. Social na tayo." And instantly, you're not.
I know, just because of that statement.
That statement?
And the way you deliver it.
May tatak na yung passport natin. Social na tayo.
It's a lot like going to like a really expensive restaurant.
Right.
Okay, like what's a really
Let's say one of the buffets.
yeah, in like a hotel
Spiral
or whatever.
or
Yeah,
Circle.
And you come in, you're in a suit and whatever. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, ang daming foods. Ang daming foods.
Or kumakain tayo sa Spiral. Social na tayo. Somehow it's
No.
like you can imagine everyone going,
nope,
no.
not anymore.
Rich, yes.
Yes.
Classy,
Classy,
no.
Because you can pay for school, but you can't buy class.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. Top 10 examples of no breeding.
All right.
Let's start off at number 10 from Camilo.
Okay, Camilo says.
Yesterday, my mom heard a woman scream at the grocery attendant. Hindi nyo ba alam na mayaman ako? Yuck. That is gross. That is really gross. More than the gross entries.
First off, you don't need to say that.
Yeah. If you're rich,
there's
then you're
absolutely
rich.
no reason to say that. And so what if you're rich?
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to get preferential treatment.
Exactly. It's like, I remember.
You don't see us shouting, "Di niyo ba alam na pogi kami?" Oh.
Oo nga.
Diba?
Diba?
We don't yell it. We say, "Ganda namin."
No, it's true. It's like saying, di mo ba alam na 6'1" ako?
Oh,
You know, that's like,
you don't say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, if I were like the grocery people, I'd be like, and?
Oh,
So if you're rich, you get treated differently?
Yeah, but you get preferential treatment.
Because if they did bad service, what you'd say is, you improve your service because I'm a customer.
That's
Period.
right. Yeah, you don't have to say that you're rich.
Now, if they're saying hindi po pwede yun eh, kasi against policy,
Yeah,
then you being rich doesn't really exempt you.
exactly.
So what's the point in you saying that
There's
you're
really
rich?
no point. It's just like you and you yell it out pa, so
Right?
everybody else hears it.
And number 9, coming from Kittredge.
Okay.
You somebody invites you for dinner. And
Alright.
then you go to their house and then you go, uy, nagbaon na ako ng sarili kong plastic ha para sa take home.
Oh.
Cringe. You know, unless people offer,
You should never.
don't ask
Yeah.
for baon.
Yeah.
That's
It's
so,
their food. What if they want the leftovers?
Yeah. It's so crass.
Right.
Oh, Gerald at number 8 says, yung mga pag may nagmamalimos, you'd be surprised. I didn't even know people do this.
Alright.
Pag may namamalimos, binibigyan nila ng botones.
What?
Yeah, instead of coins.
Why?
Wala, like, I don't know, pang-asar or I don't know. Or just so that they think they'll go away if you give them botones.
Why?
Yeah,
What the heck are buttons good for?
nothing. Obviously nothing. But it's like, you know, namamalimos ka, itong botones.
Maybe it's like a conspiracy thing.
What?
Like, you know how they say that most of the beggars on the streets are syndicated?
Oh, well, yeah.
What if, like, if you're a member of this syndicate, all you have to do is give a button, and then they'll know, ay, bossing to.
No.
Let's not make him kulit. I don't know.
No.
Maybe. Because I don't see the... And where the heck would you get buttons anyway?
I don't know if you had like some
tatanggalin mo
buttons
sa-
in your car. I don't know.
Why would you have buttons in your car? Think about it. What's the logical reason as to why you would have buttons
Alam mo,
in your car?
if they're part of a syndicate, you just give them Elmer's glue.
Why?
Syndicate.
Nakakabigot!
You go, oh, ito, syndicate kayo, di ba? Oh, here's some glue. Yeah. Syndicate.
Why am I stuck with this?
Ay. Oh, tama na. Number 7.
Ay, why
Number
am
7.
I stuck
Number
with this?
7 from Binatang Daddy.
It's so not a cohesive statement.
Ay, nako. Why did I start this? Number 7 from Binatang Daddy.
I can't believe I have a binding contract.
Oh, sino yung former president natin? Na
Sino?
part ng syndicate.
Si Gloria.
Si Ate Glue.
Ay, nako.
Si Gloria. Ay, nako. Nakaka-paste ito, ah.
Ay, nako.
Ay.
Ano favorite sport ni Gloria?
Ano?
Rugby.
Ayoko na. Okay. Oh,
Ay, nako.
number 7 from
Okay.
Binatang Daddy. Kapag may nangangaroling, yung mga biglang papatayin yung ilaw tapos sisigaw, walang tao.
Oh, that's true.
Hello. If you just shouted walang tao, how can there be walang tao? Obviously may tao, kuripot lang. And
You know, it just dawned on me now. I'm sorry. I just had to, we should be part of a syndicate also.
What?
Because we dedicate songs all the time.
Alam mo? You need to move on.
I know.
You need to move on.
I can't eh. I'm stuck.
Well, kung ikaw stuck, ako out of stock.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, the entry that caps off the bottom half of the top 10 examples of no breeding comes from Chrissy and Rile.
Okay, Chrissy Enrita says.
We were having training at the office.
Okay.
And then one trainee arrived super duper late.
Like super kaduper.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Chrissy was so pissed off. And then, instead of saying sorry, instead of apologizing, he's a trainee. He's not even part of the company yet.
Okay.
But instead of saying sorry, the first statement he says is, wala ka bang pagkain? And he arrives late.
Walang iya.
And the first thing he says is, wala ka bang pagkain? Wala ka bang foods?
Fire him.
Right?
Fire.
I know. If it were up to me, you're not even part of the
kicked
training.
out of the training already.
Oh my gosh. All right,
Does
so
this?
what are your examples of no breeding? If you've got like, sometimes things people say betray what their breeding is.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so if you've got entries, key in RX, space your entries and send them to 2299. Or you can tweet us via twitter.com/RXTMR. All right, and here we go.
The Morning Rush Top 10.
Monts Radio RX 93.1. All right, here we go. Let's just jump into the top 10. We'll get to your greets later, okay? Because we're kind of like rushing.
We're slowly dying.
I know. Well, we can barely breathe, and
We're out of breath. We're panting together,
and we are doing the sexy wrap off,
which is weird.
right?
Yes.
So we're busy composing our
Yes.
masterpieces.
You can't rush perfection.
No, you cannot.
You cannot.
All right, so here we go. The top 10 examples of no breeding.
Okay.
Let's just get this out of the way. This is not part of the top 10, okay? But Butter Baby says, pag hindi ka na humihinga, no breathing. No.
Parang Jordan Sparks.
No air.
Tell me how
no
I'm supposed to
breathing.
breathe. Breathe with no
Breathe
air.
with no air. So thank you to
What are you, a dog?
Linsoy Bulalohan. Thank you very much. Let's start off at number 5.
All right.
Coming from Jar Arj.
Okay.
Okay. Yung mga pumupunta sa convenience store nang nakasando at boxers lang. Because it's a little, there's a...
It's the... Just put on shorts.
Yeah. I mean, no, because I can think of a pair of boxers that look like shorts. Unless mukha talagang shorts yung
Yeah,
boxers.
wala talaga
But
eh.
boxers look like boxers. And you're basically, it's like going down to the convenience store. Because usually these are people who live in the condo.
Yeah.
And then they're just thinking, look, I'm just going down.
No, but
So,
still, I mean, just put on a pair of shorts.
it's tantamount to, let's say,
Or-
going down in your briefs.
Okay, let's just say you have briefs inside your boxers.
Still.
Kahit.
Kahit hindi ko makalembang.
No, because that's the thing that disturbs me the most. That like a little bit of a whiff of air and then.
Yeah, or you see something parang may baga.
Ay.
Right? And then it's like, ay nako, just don't. And especially, well, in general, even if let's say something that's not as revealing, let's say
Yeah.
pajamas,
Okay.
it's still improper. You're in your sleepwear and you're going to a public place.
I guess that's true.
It's just not, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like,
No,
even
but I'd take pajamas any day over boxers.
Well, that's
because at
true.
least pajamas you're covered up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, especially when you're in hotels or resorts.
Yeah.
So people, obviously they're on vacation.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, look, it's just breakfast.
That's true.
So what they do is like whatever they wore to sleep, they just go out and then go to the buffet
And then
area.
go to the buffet
But
area.
sometimes you're like, wait.
There's a lot of people there.
Dude,
Yeah.
this is still a public place.
That's true.
Number 4, coming from...
Or a bathrobe.
Or a bathrobe, right? And
Number 4.
number 4, from Ken Carots. I once heard somebody say, alam mo, kaya ako hindi kumakain ng salad kasi hindi luto eh.
Well.
I think that's the point.
Hey, a lot of people
I
don't
think
eat sushi
that's
for
the
the same
point.
reason.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but
Because
that's
it's
the
raw
point,
though.
diba?
Yeah.
Number
I'll to each his own.
3 from Mark Alap.
Alright.
Yung mga nag-aabot sa'yo ng baso, tapos ang hawak nila dun sa rim ng glass.
Oh yeah. When you're not supposed to
Where
touch
else
that.
will you drink?
Yeah.
You have to hold it at the bottom.
You know, back in the day, like in ancient France or whatever, they would have the royalty would hold as little as possible of the glass.
Oh really?
Yeah. Because the other parts are dirty.
Oh.
That's why in stemware, that's why there's a stem,
There's a
right?
stem.
And then they only hold like a very, very
a
small
very small
piece of that.
part of the stem.
Of the stem, because everything else was touched by a peasant who works for the castle.
That's why they invented the stem.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, saan mo nilalagay yung mga stem?
Saan?
Sa stem room.
Ay,
Di ba sa gym maraming stem room?
Mhm.
Oo. So, okay. Sorry.
Alam mo, delikado yan.
Sorry, what?
Delikado yan. Baka mag-stampede.
Tama na. Tama na. Sige na.
Because
Number two. I know.
This will just branch out into
I
other
know.
things.
T. Bardsky says, yung mga tao na first time nila pumunta sa bahay nyo, you're not really close to them.
Okay.
And then the first thing they tell you is, uy, pa-password naman ng Wi-Fi. I mean, like, it's okay. It's Wi-Fi. It's
Or
something
maybe
that
you should
multiple
ask-
people can use. But it's still your Wi-Fi.
I think-
it's your password.
And I think it's in the way you ask.
I think, yeah.
You mind if I use your internet?
Yeah.
Can I have
Is
your
it
password?
okay?
Yeah.
Is it okay if...
Don't assume na, oy, password ka naman.
Yeah.
Diba?
Right.
You don't assume that anything's given. You have to ask for it.
Mhm. And remember, this is somebody's password.
That's
You
true.
don't give it to everyone.
Yeah.
You don't, go to, I don't know, the supermarket and you go, hey guys, here's my password. And so, it's not,
That's true.
it's something a little bit intimate, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. And the top example of no breeding comes from Football Zombie.
All right, Football Zombie says.
Guys, are you familiar with Pinoy Henyo?
Yes.
Okay. So we played that during our company's Christmas party just last Saturday.
Okay.
Now one pair went like this. Tao ba? Tao? And then the other one goes, hindi. And then, lugar ba? Lugar? And the other one goes, hindi. Bagay ba? Bagay? Hindi. The other one goes, Puds ba? Puds? And then the other one goes, oo, Puds. And then after, he was like, nakikinig ba kayo ng Morning Rush? Oo. Kaya sila walang breeding. Puds ba? Puds ba? Puds. Oo, Puds. Aray. And it turns out, they don't listen.
So if you listen to the show,
You have no
breathing. Because mawalan ka ng hangin sa
Oo,
katawan.
hindi ka makahinga.
You cannot breathe.
Nakakatawa. Puds ba to? Puds? Oo, Puds. And everyone's laughing in the office. Like, Puds? And then, you only get it if you listen to the morning
show.
rush. Sama. Okay.
All right.
So, the top 10 for today. The top 10 examples of no breeding. A lot of the no breeding can be betrayed by how you speak.
Right.
I think your choice of words.
Your choice of words,
Yeah.
the way you deliver things.
The way you deliver things.
Check them out.
All right, here we go. We've got Linsoy Bulalohan for sending us the top 10 examples of no breeding.
All right.
Let's start off at number 10 from Camilo.
All right. Camilo says.
I was at Starbucks and a girl started acting really bratty and said to the barista, "Hello, can I have my frappuccino with no fat and none whips now?" Number 9.
Kung magpapaka-saucy ka, siguraduhin mong saucy ka talaga. Please lang.
Okay.
Because it's bad enough as it is.
To be bitchy like that.
Yeah.
Right? You can say it in a nice way. Number 9. From Coco Hernandez. In an RSVP event, responsez s'il vous plaît. Which means...
Is it response? I always thought it was responde s'il vous plaît.
S'il vous plaît.
Yeah.
It's like, respond please.
Respond please.
Please respond.
Yeah.
Oh.
Responde s'il vous plaît.
Okay. Yung in an RSVP event, hindi nagko-confirm. Tapos, dadating. At hindi lang dadating, marami pang kasama na wala sa guest list.
Ay, nako.
I mean, when you see an invitation,
That's why it's called RSVP. Yeah.
You have to say whether you're going or not.
Yeah.
You don't have to say, because a lot of people think you only RSVP when you're going.
Yeah.
You also have
No,
to RSVP
if you're not
when
going.
you're not going, because
Yeah.
they're usually counting.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's a head count for it.
Number...
And especially if you're bringing people along with you.
Right?
Yeah.
Number 8 from Key Arena.
Okay.
Pag nasa jeep ka, yung mga nagpapaabot ng bayad pero hindi man lang magsasabi. Basta na lang ihaharap sa iyo yung pera. It's rude.
You should. I mean, because you're asking for a favor.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to at
And these
very
are people
least-
you don't know.
Yeah. Complete strangers. You have to say like,
Pasa po,
paabot
abot po. Oh.
Yeah. Something like
Bayad po.
Or pakiabot.
Or bayad
Yeah,
po.
bayad
Yeah.
po. At the very least.
See, that's the thing. Like with manners, you'd think that it's pretty common, but apparently it's really not very common at all. Yeah.
Number 7 from
Like common sense.
right. It's not as common as you think.
Yeah.
Number 7 from Chrissy Enrile.
Okay.
At work, somebody once asked her, Miss Iz, ang ganda naman ng heels mo. So Izzy said, oh, thanks. And then this girl goes, anong size ng paa mo? Pahiram naman, soli ko sa Monday, may party lang akong a-attendan.
I'm very particular with shoes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
because those are feet.
Yeah. It's like underwear. For some people.
Yeah.
You don't share
You don't
underwear.
share underwear.
You don't lend underwear.
You put it on your head lang.
Para kumulot.
As a joke.
Yeah. No, but yeah.
Para kumulot.
No, that's what they say.
Yeah,
Pag yung mga baby, di ba? Gusto mo daw kumulot, lalagyan mo lang ng panty. And,
Bakit? What's the logic behind that?
I don't know. I don't see any logic
Really?
at all.
Not at all?
Zero.
Zero?
Zero. I have no idea.
Pero pag brief, you see logic.
No.
No rin.
No rin. And the entry.
Does it work for underwear? Like, for babies? Does it have to be a panty?
Sabi nila panty.
Bakit?
Para nga daw kumulot.
Bakit nga?
Kasi napipipi.
Na ano?
Napipipi. Napi. Pipi. Di ba? Kasi syempre, di ba?
Kasi
So,
pag sa panty,
makukulot. Oo. Kasi mas maluwag ang briefs kesa sa panty.
okay.
And the entry that caps off the bottom half.
Bakit ganun?
Of the top 10 examples of no breeding comes from
Aray! Aray!
comes from Don Camote.
I can't stop vomiting.
Ay, nako. Don Camote says, if you go to a really expensive department store
Alright.
and you're buying something really classy, like let's say a Prada bag
Okay.
or
Fendi shoes
an
or whatever.
Hermes scarf,
That's
or
right.
Fendi shoes,
Or a Bulgari
Or-
wallet.
Bulgari wallet, or a D&G shades. And then, ang hirit mo, naku, wala na bang tawad to?
Imagine!
Para ka lang
Imagine
nasa
walking up to
palengke.
imagine walking up to like a Vuitton store.
Like you go to the Verstans.
Yeah.
And then you go,
Last price?
Magkano to? Ay, wala na bang tawad? Kung bibili ako ng dalawa, wala bang tawad? Uy, last price na. Last price na.
Sige na, Pasko naman eh.
Suki naman ako dito.
Ay, nako.
Because, you know, let's face it, there's nothing wrong with asking for tawad.
Yeah.
But there's a kind of store
That
that
you-
gives
yeah.
tawad. And there's a kind of store that you
That doesn't,
don't.
yeah.
You just don't. Sorry, you may call it very superfluous or
Yeah,
very,
but that's just
very
how it
shallow.
is.
But yes, that's how it is. That's how, at least as far as this world is concerned.
It's like asking for a discount from like a food store.
Right.
It's weird.
Or like a restaurant.
Imagine going
Wala
up to a
bang
fast
discount?
food. Oh, yung burger mo, pa-discount ka naman. Last price mo na yan.
It's weird.
Exactly.
Okay. So that would be really awkward. That's
you
how-
know, Jay-Z really was, right?
What?
You really can't pay
You
for
can't.
school, but
No.
you can't buy class.
No,
It's
no.
just something that you learn growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard to explain.
That's true.
Yeah. All right.
Here it is. I'm gonna start this out. Just imagine you're in a bar. And you see this girl.
Yo.
And you're like, yeah, my name is Gigi. Dude, check that out. That badass pout. Looking like she's all out. Man, check those thighs. They milky, right? I wanna be on that ride. I wanna be on you. Do you want it too? Should I be on top or should it be you? We're getting real ready. Oh, it's so steamy. Kala ko, girl, yun pala si Chichi. Ladies and gentlemen, sexifying the stage tonight.
All right. Parang macho dance.
Oo nga, yun na nga. That was my peg. Talagang girl. At hindi man lang kumontra. Ay, hindi pa pala.
Pag nakita kitang suot lang ay briefs, I have to tell myself, Chichi, get a grips. When you make me pansin, I'm liking the attention. When we are magkasama, merong sexual tension. Pwede ba ako ako ay umupo sa iyong kandungan. And from there, let us see if we want to make lampungan. Pag basura ay stinky, lahat nagbabantutan. Pag tayo'y feeling kinky, tayo'y magkakantahan.
Still gets you every time.
Right. Even I get nervous listening to it. Oh my god.
Alright, there you go.
Okay. Here we go. Let's do the top 10 examples of no
Berna said so. Just says, alam mo, natatakot ako sa epic wrap-off nyo. Baka wala na ako mapapakinggan sa morning. At they'll save Gina Boy. And nakakatawa. It's just me.
I know. That's the second one.
That's not you.
Ay, nako. Alright.
The Dwayne Wade just says, na-stimulate ako for a while.
Number 5.
Sus ko, dahi.
Coming from Bajeng Jun.
Okay.
An office mate greeted a guest with, "Good morning." And you know, the guest with no breeding replied,
Wow, bastos.
you don't have to know people to say good morning,
Exactly. Even people on, like, strangers inside an elevator say good morning.
right? Yeah.
Especially for a foreigner. Usually
Yeah.
they're the ones who are very open about that kind of thing.
They find us so weird. Filipinos,
Yeah.
when they say good morning, we don't say good morning back.
That's true. We just like sort of
At
slink.
most we smile.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because I think people are scared to talk to other people.
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Number 4, coming from Camilo, a group hoarding 2 tables in a coffee shop, pero sa dinami-dami nila, only one of them actually bought a drink.
Yeah.
But they're taking up 2 tables.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, there's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong.
Technically, but
Nothing wrong.
you know, at least have the decency to share the table or
Yeah.
whatever.
Or at least like make it quick.
Yeah.
Because you should have
other people are, you know, paying customers too.
And you know the regular people would be like, "Uy, nakakahiya, ang daming naghihintay," or
That's
something. Number 3.
We're just still getting tweets.
Really?
Like yan, Diego. Munti ko na mabuga yung boffy ko sa monitor ng desktop ko. Crabbilicious. Lampungan pala. Wala na. Basag na talaga. Bye-bye, Ibon. Alright.
Number 3, coming from Gem Archangel.
Alright.
Once my friend ordered 3 cups of coffee
Okay.
at Starbucks with black jelly.
Okay.
Then another friend shouted, "Ay, may sagot gulaman."
Ano ba yan?
Hindi yung sinabi.
May sagot gulaman.
Ano ba sagot gulaman dito? Number 2, coming from Don Camote. Remember earlier we had like if you're eating with your fingers or with your hands, pag nagkakamay ka.
Yeah.
If you're getting from the ulam and use a
serving spoon.
Yeah. Now, Don Camote says, yung mga ginagamit ang kamay nila sa pagkuha ng foods sa buffet.
Ew.
Even
that
worse.
is just gross.
That is gross.
Because at least with the ulam, that's just a certain group of
And
people.
you're like a family.
With
probably.
the buffet, it's everyone.
Everyone. Tapos
Ew.
gagamitin mo yung kamay mo
Ew.
sa pagkuha ng spaghetti.
Ew. Or sinigang.
Kinakap mo yung kamay mo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ay, ang dami yata.
Tapos may lumulutang na ng mga
Ew.
sitaw. Okay. And the top example of no breeding comes from Ralph GD.
Okay. Ralph GD says,
Yung mga taong mahilig lumandi pero hindi marunong magmahal.
That's the first like love related
Right?
no breeding.
Diba? No breeding.
That's
parang
true. Hey, but it's
hanggang
really
dyan ka
true.
lang. It's true though.
It's really true because you're
Yeah.
you're not supposed to lead anyone on.
And
it's
usually-
bad breeding to make
flirt.
people feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's okay to. I mean, usually when people flirt,
No.
that's just the beginning
That's
of
true.
hopefully something more
something.
substantial.
Yeah. I mean, if it's, I mean, obviously, like, it doesn't necessarily mean that if you flirt with somebody, you're gonna end up with them.
Exactly.
But at least have the decency.
At least you're really interested to start something.
Yes.
Or at least you want to get to know them a little better.
Yeah.
Right? Dan was saying, guys naman, Sa totoo lang, monti kaming mabangga. Nakakatawa sa epic wrap-off yun.
You know what's funny? Somebody actually said that. Kaka1112 says, lesson learned, bawal mag-drive pag nakikinig ng epic wrap-off. Baka mabangga kasi tawa ng tawa. Dapat kasi nag-hazard ako.
Oh my God.
Lexi is also tuned in, saying the exact same thing as well. Holy cow, I almost crashed because I was laughing so hard.
Oh my God.
I mean, obviously, we don't want you guys to crash into anything.
Yeah. And somebody was saying, nanlaki yung mga mata ko sa last part ng epic wrap-off. Tapos mamaya, naluluha na sa kakatawa. Best so far. And
it only gets better.
I know. Okay, young Indy was saying, ako rin, nagkakantahan kasabay nyo. Sumakit tuloy ang... Never mind, we cannot read that. We cannot.
I won.
Trust me, we cannot. Off-air na lang.
Okay.
Off-air.
Fine.
Acer was saying, you could give Andrew E. a run for his money.
You know what? I think you can.
I know, right? We should guest him on the show. We'll have a wrap-off. Tapos talagang lumabas yung guest ko, no? Go! Mahirap ako, man.
Ang bilis eh! Meron na agad!
No!
Mahirap ako.
Ay, nako.
Hey!
Jolly Bing was
Maybe
saying,
that can be the theme for next week's
what?
epic wrap-off.
What?
I don't know. Let's pay tribute. Let's pay homage
Yeah.
to your inspiration.
Andrew E.
Oh.
Nako. Nako po. You know what'd be cool?
What?
You know what Amber was saying? Literally, guys, I'm still red because of the wrap-up. And then somebody was saying, I am Jolly Bing. I always record the epic wrap-off for my daughter kasi she's in school na.
No.
I don't know, though, if I will let her listen to this. But it is the best epic wrap-off ever.
Maybe you shouldn't. No, but there's nothing wrong with it.
Ay, nako. I
Say
know.
anything, right?
Yeah.
This is my lying voice.
Exactly. Okay. And, all right, here we go. We've got our top 10 for today.
All right.
The top 10 examples of no breeding. So let us start off at number 10. Okay. Where was that? Logan versus J says, yung mga pag nagiinuman kayo, tapos kukuha ng pulutan. Usually the pollutants have like sausawan, right? Like
like toyo or suka or whatever.
Yeah, like chicharon,
Yeah.
and then there's suka, right? Yung mga
Sisig tapos yung sasawan mo kanin.
yung pag kumakain ng pulutan habang nagiinuman kayo, tapos sinasawsaw pati yung daliri nila. And then of course they lick their fingers.
Yeah. And then again.
And then sausaw again.
It's like you
Double
know how
dip.
in UP the fishbowl stands.
The fish balls, yeah.
There's more often than not they have signs that says
One dip.
one dip lang.
Yeah.
Isang sausaw lang.
Yeah. That's why they give you that little like foil
So you
dish.
can put the sauce in there.
Yeah, you
because
dip it a
imagine,
lot.
you
and
put
then-
it in your mouth, and which is the dirtiest part of your body.
Exactly.
Like it's the part with the most bacteria,
even more than the other side.
even more than the other things.
Yeah.
And you put it in your mouth, so it gets dirty, and then you put that back into the sauce.
Back into the sauce.
Yeah.
And you know what? The bacteria that goes back into the sauce, remember, it stays there.
Yeah.
It starts to multiply.
That's true. And
In
then
the
it's
sauce.
not only your bacteria,
No.
it's everyone else's bacteria.
Exactly.
God.
Ay, nako. And then somebody was just saying, okay, before I continue with the top 10.
Okay.
Meron bang word na yun? Siyempre meron.
Kantahan?
No, yung isa. Di ba, mabantot.
Oh.
So pag
Pag nagdudumihan kayo.
Oo, so parang ano ba, ito mga
Bantutan.
nagbabantutan na kayo. Di ba?
Oh, parang you're getting to be smellier.
You're getting to be all bantot. So there is.
Meron yan.
Okay. Yeah,
I
of
hope there
course.
is.
Oh. And then Heidi says, monti kaming lahat mabangga at magkabukol kasi yung pagka-break ko. I was about to say the word. She really hit the brakes with no cause on the road. Okay, just be careful. Yeah.
Oh, please be careful.
Please be careful.
Yes.
Okay.
You
and,
know what would be funny?
what?
If we came up with like an announcement that every epic wrap-off, if you're driving, you have to put your car on hazard. And then it'd be
Yeah.
so much fun if you
Right?
saw like people just
Everyone
pulling
going
over to
off
the
the road.
side. That would be so funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Going back to the top 10.
All right.
Number 4 from Camilo.
Okay.
Those who eat free samples in groceries
Uh-huh.
as if the samples were lunch. And worse, nagte-take home pa.
Ay.
Yeah. Actually,
Parang
again,
ano, pulutan.
technically, there's nothing wrong. They are giving it away.
That's true. But then again,
A little, I guess, yeah. Those unwritten rules.
yeah.
Nobody has to tell you that.
Which is
don't do
exactly
that.
why, it's not so common after all.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
And number 3, coming from Cristiano Reynaldo.
All right.
Yung mga teacher na hindi ka ipapasa kahit ilang kilo na ang nabili mong longganisa sa kanila. Di ba yung mga teacher? They sell tocino.
They sell tocino,
They sell
yeah.
longganisa. Tapos babagsak ka pa rin. Number 2, coming from the Dwayne Way. Yung mga umiihi right under the sign that says,
Bawal umihi dito. Oo nga.
Come on.
It's really.
Really?
It's there already.
Right? And the top. Example of no
And
breathing.
even without that sign, you're not
That's right.
supposed to do that.
Right.
You know,
It's just
go to
so-
a bathroom.
It is so unsanitary.
Unless let's just say you're in a highway, like not like EDSA, because there's a lot of like
Yeah.
bathrooms that you can stop over. But like let's just say you're going out of town, and
Yeah.
you're in a jungly part of the country, then fine.
Yeah.
You can do it because you can't find a bathroom anywhere.
At least it's it's like, let's say it's a
It's
rice
soil.
patty.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Wag naman rice patty kasi kakainin ng tao yung rice eh.
Akala mo kung ano-ano pang nasa rice paddy, syempre.
I know, but like I don't want to.
You know,
I don't like the thought of that.
You have animals pooping in the soil. That's different. It goes through a long process before.
Ay, nako.
And the top example of no breeding comes from Football Zombie.
All right, football zombie says.
Nag-tweet siya sa'yo ng ano pala yung second number ng lock code para sa free phone contest ng RX. Tapos magre-reply ka ng tama. Maya-maya, nung ikaw naman ang nagtanong, ano yung first number? Ang ite-text niya sa'yo, secret.
Nakakapikon! Nakakapikon!
Pero hiningi niya sa'yo yung second
Oh.
number. After you give him the right?
What
Ano yung first number pala? Secret. Monster Radio RX 93.1. Here we go. We've got our final top 10 for today.
Alright.
So I was just saying, natulak ko yung office mate ko sa sobrang laugh niya kanina. Literally, he pushed his office mate. And too bad we're overtime, but there were so many comments. Sorry, we couldn't really read them anymore, but we had so much. Thank you. Here we go. Top 10 examples of no breeding. Let's start off at number 5, coming from Alec.
Alright.
Yung mga nangingialam sa status mo, hindi mo naman sila kilala.
Eh, bakit sila nasa Facebook mo? Yun.
Yeah, that's right.
You shouldn't have added them in the first place.
You're right. No Name was saying, I saw a lady washing something on her plate using her glass of water.
Okay.
It was in a restaurant.
Ew.
And then when I saw what it was her dentures.
Oh.
Joel Perico says he's a nurse. And one time, a patient said, ayoko sa'yo. Nurse ka lang. Itawag mo ako ng doktor. Bastos, no? Because you can say it in a nice way.
And then don't you know that nurses save your life too?
They're the ones who guard you.
I know.
On a hour by hour basis.
Exactly. And
then-
without them, you probably wouldn't get better too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Camilo was saying, like when you're in a line, let's say going to get coffee or something.
Oh.
And then when it's the person's turn
Yeah.
in the line, you were standing in the line for such a long time. Finally,
Yeah.
turn na niya. And then she looks back, calls out to a table that's on the other end of the room. Hoy, anong mga order nyo?
Ay, bastos.
Doon palang kukunin yung order. Right? Annoying. And then somebody was saying, my office mate, lalawayan niya yung daliri niya while flipping the pages of anything, whether it's books or documents.
Alright.
And sometimes yung mga 10-year-old documents na may mga mouse poop na and whatever. And he still does that. Okay. And Smurfy was saying,
It's a lot like when you're counting money.
yeah.
Just imagine
that
how
is
many
so dirty.
hands
Yeah.
money has passed through.
Someone I know tweeted something about a celebrity.
Okay.
A lot of fans of the celebrity tweeted her back saying bad things about her. She clicked one of the profiles and saw that the fan is a blank crew of a certain fast food.
All right.
And then the celebrity said, blank crew ka lang. Kayang-kaya kitang pasweldohin.
Bastos.
And it's got nothing to do with what they were talking about.
Exactly.
Right? And the top example of no breeding comes from Jericho. One time we were eating in a very famous chicken restaurant who had eat as much as you can.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So, obviously, maraming busog na kami. One of my office mates,
Alright.
nakita niya yung mga natirang manok sa table.
Okay.
Kinuha niya lahat. Nilagay lang niya sa bag niya. Hindi niya binalot ng tissue, hindi niya binalot ng anything. Just got all the leftover chicken, stuffed it in her bag. No plastic, no tissue.
Oh my
As is.
God.
Put it all in her bag.
Oh my God. Ano yun?
Can you imagine?
Her bag must smell of chicken
yes.
and other things.
For the
Because,
rest of the day.
she could have put other things in there as well.
Baka pati atsara.
No.
Okay,
Sinigang.
What about
Sabaw.
Sabaw.
No, I really have a pet peeve with elevators. It's more of like,
I can tell.
I really do, because I go through an elevator every single day.
yeah.
I mean, here at work, at home. So, and I see a lot of because the place that I stay in is a condotel.
Yeah.
So it's a hotel and it's
And
a
a
condo
condo.
at the same time. So a lot of people are just in transit.
Yeah, they don't really live
They
there.
don't really live there, so not a lot of people. I don't know. Like I see. As much as you don't want to judge, sometimes you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Like you're forced to do so because you just see that they don't have breathing at all.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, they see that you've been there standing in line waiting for the elevator to open, and as the elevator opens while people are still going out, because obviously I'd like to think I have breathing, so I let people out first, and then when it's my turn to walk in, they suddenly rush in.
Yeah.
Parang, hindi ko naman kayo sisiraduhan eh.
Yeah.
Diba?
You know, for me, okay, because my definition of no breeding is not so much, they're not bad people.
Yeah.
It's just
they don't know the
basic
common
manners.
courtesy.
So for me, the most classic is really, I guess it's my pet peeve because
Okay.
I always fear it when traveling.
You're a germaphobe.
The coughing and
Yeah.
the sneezing. Because I really think it has a lot to do with how you were raised.
Yeah.
Because you know, if you were raised where your mother or your dad would always tell you cover your mouth.
Yeah, that's the first thing that
obviously,
they would
as a
do.
kid, you would do that all the time.
Or it's like when you're eating at a table, you're supposed to not talk while you're chewing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you weren't told by your parents, I suppose. So I
Yeah.
guess it's a very big sign of how you were bred as a child.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, and another pet
Yeah.
peeve of mine is when in a restaurant when people take off their shoes
Oh yeah.
and then they play with their feet.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sure you're tired.
Yeah.
And there's a way where, like, let's just say you're wearing shoes, you can half take it out.
Yeah.
And then it's just just so that your toes get to move around
Yeah.
a little bit. That I will understand.
Okay.
But at least don't take out the entire thing.
Okay. One last.
Okay.
Well, last time I went to Boracay on the plane, the lady behind me were cutting her nails.
Ew.
You know, this is something you do in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
You know what? Even makeup.
Your bathroom.
Ideally, even makeup or anything that has anything to
Yeah.
do with, like, fixing yourself.
Yeah.
Is supposed to be done
At the
in the
very
bathroom.
least, with makeup, you don't leave any trace.
Yeah.
With cutting the nails, imagine the people who would sit in that airplane
there's
on
like
the way
little
back.
bits and pieces
Because
of
remember,
their DNA.
after we land in Katiklan, there will be people who will be boarding.
Yeah, going
Can
back
you
to
imagine
Manila.
who's sitting in her chair will have fingernails? Ugh. Anyway.
and picking your nose in public.
Yes, of course. All right, so thank you for joining us today and our really controversial
Epic wrap-off.
Obviously, that will be the recap.
Of course.
Okay, so thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
It's funny how